Welcome to Neural Newscast. I am Frederick Moore. Today, we're looking back at a legacy that was honestly nearly lost to the digital void. In the early 2000s, there was this band from New Orleans called Earthsuit, and they were really challenging the boundaries of the whole alternative music scene back then. They were so eclectic, just this incredible blend of rock, electronic, and even reggae in a way that, well, many people felt was years ahead of its time.
It is a pleasure to be here, Frederick. I am Rachel Kim. You know, from a cultural perspective, Earthsuit really represents a pivotal moment in the evolution of independent music. While their debut album, Kaleidoscope Superior, gained some decent commercial traction back in 2000, it was their follow-up work that became something of an urban legend among fans of the genre.
Right, and that follow-up, which was titled The Rise of Modern Simulation, was released independently in 2003. But that happened right as the band was beginning to fragment. Because it lacked the distribution muscle of a major label, it became incredibly difficult to find. For 2 decades, honestly, if you wanted to hear it, you had to hunt down rare physical copies or just rely on these low-quality uploads on YouTube. It was a struggle.
And the preservation of these recordings is just so vital for the history of the indie scene. Paul Meany, who fronted Earthsuit, went on to found Mutemath, which many people know, and he has since become a highly respected figure in the industry. For his early work to remain inaccessible, it really felt like a missing chapter in his creative journey.
Totally. However, that chapter is finally being restored. Last week, Meany announced that a remastered single from that elusive second album has been released on digital streaming platforms. This is more than just a single drop, though. It is a precursor to a full reissue of The Rise of Modern Simulation, which is scheduled for January 2026.
The remastering process is worth noting here. In the medical and scientific worlds, we often talk about the importance of high-fidelity data. In music, remastering serves a similar purpose, ensuring that the original intent of the artist is preserved without the degradation of older formats. It provides a cleaner, more reliable experience for the listener. It's about clarity.
The timing of this announcement, occurring right at the end of December 2025, seems calculated to spark a new wave of interest as we head into the new year. It raises some big questions, doesn't it? Like, how many other independent masterpieces from that era are currently sitting in archives, just waiting for a similar digital resurrection?
That's a great point. And while we look back at the giants of the past, we must also recognize the current vibrations in the underground scene. This week, we also saw the release of Rarefied by Reversed Chakra. It is a track that mirrors some of that same experimental spirit we saw in Earthsuit, proving that the desire for complex, layered soundscapes is still very much alive and well.
Yeah, Reversed Chakra is operating in a very different landscape than Earthsuit did in 2003. Today, the barrier to entry is lower, but the challenge of standing out in a saturated market is much higher. Rarefied manages to command attention through its atmosphere, offering a sonic experience that feels grounded yet expansive.
It is interesting to see how these two stories intersect. On one hand, you have a veteran like Paul Meany looking back to reclaim his history. And on the other, you have emerging artists like Reversed Chakra contributing to the current discourse. Both rely on the digital ecosystem to find their audience, whether they are being rediscovered or discovered for the first time. It's actually quite reassuring.
As we watch the Earthsuit reissue unfold in January, we will be looking for how a new generation of listeners reacts to music that was designed for a future they are now living in. Accountability in music journalism means ensuring these stories of creative perseverance are told.
Thank you for joining us today for these updates. It is always a reminder that the health of our cultural landscape depends on the accessibility of art, both old and new. We will continue to follow these developments as the official release dates approach.
This has been Neural Newscast. I am Frederick Moore. We'll be sure to keep you posted on these stories and more. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. We will see you next time.